before this meeting, a UN member state threatened all the other members. We were all asked to vote no or face the consequences. This is bullying, and this chamber will not vote to do that. It is unethical to think that the votes and dignity of member states are for sale. Let me put it in this way. We will not be intimidated. You can be strong, but this doesn't make you right.
The United States will remember this day in which it was singled out for attack in the General Assembly for the very act of exercising our right as a sovereign nation. We will remember it when we are called upon to once again make the world's largest contribution to the United Nations.
Contentious moments on the floor of the UN General Assembly today ahead of that critical vote condemning President Trump's decision to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. Members gathered for today's vote. It comes after the United States warned earlier this week that it would not hesitate from cutting financial aid to those who voted against the U.S. In the end, the UN voted 128-9 to reject the United States' stance on Jerusalem. Among those against the U.S. were some of our key allies, including the United Kingdom, Germany, and France, while smaller nation-states like Israel, Guatemala, and Honduras sided with the U.S. 35 countries abstained from voting, including Australia, Canada, and Mexico. For more, let's go to Nayyera Haq. She joins me now. She's a former White House senior director under President Obama and a former State Department senior advisor. Nayyera, welcome. You watched that vote. What are the consequences of it?
Well, unfortunately, it's a political power play that really doesn't get any net benefit for the United States other than uniting the rest of the world against us, which seems to be a unique character trait of this administration and a unique accomplishment. What we have ended up now is putting the United States in a situation where we are isolated and sidelined rather than leading the rest of the world. And this is not just in regards to the Israel-Jerusalem situation of the United States picking a side very firmly with Israel on this rather than being the negotiator between the Israeli and the Palestinian states. That's the one problem. The second problem is with our allies that we rely on for counterterrorism measures. Working with Egypt, working with Saudi Arabia, these are countries that we have now put on the other side of the ledger. We are trying to bully them into supporting our counterterrorism measures.
Well, let's listen to the president, because Nikki Haley isn't just doing this on her own. She's got the full backing of Donald Trump. Listen to him yesterday.
For all of these nations that take our money and then they vote against us at the Security Council, or they vote against us potentially at the Assembly. They take hundreds of millions of dollars and even billions of dollars, and then they vote against us. Well, we're watching those votes. Let them vote against us. We'll save a lot. We don't care.
So we saw the Turkish minister saying we're not going to be bullied, and he might want to cut off funding to certain nations, but other nations he just can't cut off funding to. Egypt, it's congressionally mandated. Canceling that would require new legislation. So if the president, at the very most, can hold it up, what is that going to mean for our relationship with those allies, the ones where we need them to help fight for counterintelligence, for terrorism battles, but are, I guess, at odds with our decision?
Part of what we usually do on the world stage and with words of diplomacy and building relationships and friendships with other countries is to get them to do things that may be difficult for their own public. So Egypt and Saudi Arabia, Qatar are countries in which the populations aren't necessarily on board with supporting U.S. counterterrorism measures, but that is part of the deal that we cut because of the relationship we have had, that we are able to do activities there that keeps terrorism away from the United States shores. In the absence of diplomatic relationships, when instead we lean forward with a very bullying and aggressive tone, we are putting these leaders in a situation of having to choose between keeping their publics happy and by being strong against the United States and having to be allies with the United States. That is an untenable, false choice for anybody to be in and is unnecessarily provocative for the United States at this time.
So is the State Department on the same page as Nikki Haley? Because usually the UN ambassador is informed by the State Department. But if you look at this exchange between the State Department spokesperson and a reporter today, it seems like they're not. Listen.
on the Haley remarks, she didn't only say individual countries, but the U.S. would remember this when it determines its contributions to the UN. So is that a process that's already starting where you're looking
Not
at
that I
levels?
am aware of. Not that I'm aware of. I'm not going to speak on behalf of Ambassador Haley or her staff, but I'm not aware of any of that taking place right now.
Can I ask then that you speak on behalf of the administration? And does Ambassador Haley speak on behalf of the administration? I don't understand why there's two parallel streams of
well, there are some things that when it
discussion.
comes to votes that take place at the United Nations, we're not involved in that process down here. So that is why I say,
I would hope that you are.
well, that is why I would say I'd refer you to her office.
Yeah, but
and
her
they
office
can
is
help you
supposed
with
to be
that.
informed by this building. Is she running her own show up
No,
there?
I'm just not going to comment on some of those things. Okay.
Is the State Department at play anywhere in this administration?
Well, this just goes to the broader dysfunction of the Donald Trump administration and their White House. I mean, clearly Nikki Haley is in good graces because she's taking the same bullying tone that the president has towards other countries, and Tillerson is missing from the picture entirely. When we were in the administration in the Obama White House and the Hillary Clinton and John Kerry State Department, there were literally phone calls every morning at every level to make sure that the UN, State Department, and White House were in lockstep. It is unfortunate that our diplomats have no idea how to react to current events of national security.
What about those who watch and say, why does it matter?
It matters if you're worried about, let's see, business relationships, the trade relationships, how they affect manufacturing here in the United States. It matters when you're worried about terrorism and is it going to be coming here to the United States homeland. We rely on other countries to be doing a lot of hard work for us. We also rely on them to be good to us when it comes time for us to ask for something in return.
Do you really think that they won't be good to us when we need to ask for something in return, though?
I think it's going to be really tough for these leaders who also have egos, who frankly have been benefiting from anti-American sentiment in their countries. It's going to be very difficult for them in the coming months to explain to their people why it is that they have to back up a bully like the United States.
Nayyera, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.